Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Mr. Rob Comics video. Yes, we did a little name change, flows off the tongue a little better, has more to do with the rest of my handles being Mr. Rob. So, welcome to a Mr. Rob Comics video. Today I'm going to do another comic haul. We went to an LCS as well as a couple of antique stores. Found some pretty unique and cool books. I wouldn't call them major keys, but they were super unique. There is one major key that we did find, and you could potentially call it a speculation book, or you could call it a childhood book if you're my age, and we'll dive in and see what that's like. Quick disclaimer, before we dive in, I did say that we were going to bring a figure collection for this week's video. That is unfortunately not happening. I did buy the collection. It is purchased in full. I have 26 of the figures. It is a 30-figure collection. We decided instead of driving and picking them all up that we would do shipping, and one of the last parcel is just taking a little bit of extended time to get here. But without further ado, we're going to jump down into the comic books and take a look at some cool comics. And here we are, down at the Comic Display Center. I don't know what to call this place. I put up a cool backdrop like I used to do. I didn't really like the white background on the little bench board that I have. I'm going to try and work on that. For now, we'll jump back into the cool little backdrop with like all the big key books. Godzilla, First Morbius, Ghost Rider, just some cool eye candy. While we're looking at this other eye candy, I'm giving you double eye candy. All right. Like I said up top, we went to a LCS, which we got actually more. I believe we got more at the antique stores. I went to a couple antique stores I haven't ever been to before. And then the LCS, we picked up the big key. And we'll show that last. But we will dive into some of the smaller books, and we'll get into the bigger books, I suppose, is how we'll do it. Okay, first up, just a common one and a current topic. This would be Doom. This is Doom 2099, issue number 1. I just love this cover. I'm probably going to throw it up on the wall somewhere and just enjoy its beauty. But this is a super cool book, cool Doom cover. Definitely a grab if you find it, especially for like $2, you know. Can't really beat that. All right, next up, another one, just a cool cover. This is the first Sabretooth solo comic series. It kind of gives me the same vibe as like that 90s Deadpool run, like the first solo Deadpool. But super cool book. It's got the little peek through here of Sabretooth, which is super cool. And again, another like $2 pickup that you just, you know, you don't see that much. This is a very common book, but it was in a poly bag. So I grabbed it. Oh, look at that. Hey. But this is Rise of the Midnight Suns. This is Morbius number 1. This is part of like the 6-part series. I have this whole series. I'll have to dig it out and put all of them together. But I do have 1 through 6 now with this completing it. I didn't even realize that until after I thought about it a little bit. Coming up next. Again, these are not huge books, just cool books. This is Marvel Comics Group. This is Star-Lord, the special edition. This is issue number 1. Super cool cover. I just like seeing all my peeps in the background. Got a Mr. Star-Lord front center. You know, it's just a good-looking little book. Chris Claremont and John Byrne, you know, you can't really go wrong. So, another cool grab. Now we're going to get into some more tasty treats. Kind of a beat-up copy, but a cool copy. This is ROM number 1. First issue, first appearance, looking mighty fine. We got some spine issues, but the colors and the actual art is pretty much unscathed. So good looking book. Happy to add it to the collection. And if you guys have been watching my videos, which I know some of you have, if not, if you're new, welcome. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Especially if you enjoy looking at cool comic books. I try and get as many as I can, as frequently as I can. And if you have watched, you know I'm a huge Transformer fan. Have issue 1 through 4 of the original limited series. I have several Transformer Omada figures from when I was a kid. And I have now the first appearance of the Dinobots, issue number 8. Super cool book. I'm trying to get the keys and like some of the bigger books from the Transformer run, especially Dinobots. That was one of my favorite movies when they did it. So definitely cool. And if you're a hater of the Transformer movies, you're too critical, man. Movies are meant to be fun, not serious. Just enjoy it. This is kind of cool. This is He-Man number 1. This is Masters of the Universe. This is To Tempt the Gods. Basically, this isn't his first appearance in comics, but this is like first solo series in comics, I believe. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. Masters of the Universe gets kind of sketchy on comics, but I know it's definitely not a first appearance. I think it's his first solo run. I just loved Mr. Skeletor in the back, so super dope. Enjoying that. And I watched He-Man. There was a cartoon when I was a kid. It wasn't the original, but it was a cool cartoon. Speaking of cartoons when I was a kid, bam! This is Captain Planet and the Planeteers, man. Issue number 1. Look at this cool, like, film kind of, like, artwork on the cover. Super dope. With our powers combined, we make Captain Planet. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Super cool book. Excited to add it to the collection. Again, classic movies, man. The Terminator, issue number 1. This is a super cool looking book. I enjoyed the artwork. Look at the top, it says, it's 2031 and the battle continues. That's awesome, man. The Terminator franchise, absolutely amazing. Kind of goes with the theme of the comic book Godzilla and all these movies I've been trying to get. I don't know if you've noticed a theme here. I've been kind of on a kick of, bam, movies and TV shows. V for Vendetta by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. Super cool cover. This is a 10 set or a 10 book set that I will probably try and achieve. But starting with issue number 1 is never a bad thing. Super cool. Got the little wig, got the mask. Gonna display this for sure. And it's a clean copy, you know? Can't go wrong when you find a clean copy out in the wild, especially in these antique stores. This one is not as clean, but still a classic. This is the second appearance of King Kong in comic books. It's a gold key issue. We're talking about a 25-cent book, but back in the day, it probably would have been closer to like a 12-center because it is a thick boy. That's a big boy book, but it is it's definitely a super cool cover. I'm gonna have to probably crack out that Godzilla and put them next to each other, but it's pretty gnarly looking, and I like that he's on. You know, it's just a classic King Kong scene. This is probably one of my favorite pickups of the week. Speaking of favorite pickups, we have a few more to go. These next like 4 books, well, yeah, we have one more, and then the next 4 books are. This is a cool minor key. This is First Jubilee. She's getting a lot of traction because of the animated series. She's always been a pretty cool character, but this is the first appearance of Jubilee. This is X-Men 244. This is from the Uncanny line, which is like the main X-Men series. Super cool cover. I like seeing Rogue and Storm on the front looking all scared and stuff. So super cool book to add to the collection. I do have... what would you call it? Hints or... leads. I have a lead on a first Morph and a lead on a first Juggernaut, which I don't know if I'll be able to afford or not. And a couple of other cool books that I'm going to go check out later next week. This would be the first week of December. And if I purchase them, you'll get a cool video about it. These last 4 books are pretty cool and near and dear to me because I used to watch these with my father, who has passed. But this is Planet of the Apes, issue number 1, super classic comic book cover with the, you know, just all the artwork looks awesome. The actual read is, in my opinion, not the best, but it's a great book. And it's going to display well. I'm going to throw it up on the wall, of course. Probably one of my father's favorites. And one of mine, you know, I enjoy Judge Dredd. I think that was a great movie originally. Stallone is kind of a hit or miss actor, but the remake was also really good. I'm just a lover of movies, though. I don't really critique anything. But Judge Dredd, issue number 1 by Eagle Comics. This is a super cool cover as well. I like the red covers with like the yellow and the blue, man. It's something about it. They knew what they were doing, especially with this next one. Predator #1. I found this in the wild, man, and it was a first print. I opened it up to check, and I was absolutely shocked that I found a first print in the wild for like $35, which that's a, you know, that's like a $60 book to $80 book all day. And this one's, man, it's pretty clean. We got like a spine tick at the top and in the midsection. The midsection one is color breaking, but I mean, it's crispy, man. It's got good corners, no folds, no bends. I mean, it's a good looking book. And you know, I'm a big fan of the Predator franchise. And we'll see how my collecting goes. I might try and get the rest of that set. Now this last book that I'm going to show you is probably going to go down as one of my favorite books in my collection. I was a huge fan of this animated series growing up, both of them. They did 2 different anime series, and my dad actually used to watch it with me, which was a cool memory for me to have. And I think the reason I said it might be a speculation book is I'm pretty sure they're making a movie with this guy. So this is Green Lantern #87. This is the first appearance of John Stewart as Green Lantern. This is Hal Jordan on the cover, of course, but John Stewart front and center, man. And I think he's getting a movie with a pretty strong backing and pretty good acting crew. I think it has potential to be a really good looking movie. I stole this book. I got to be honest with you guys. This book has got a little bit of like a water stain in this bottom corner. It kind of follows the line of where my finger is. The staple is not rusted from it. It's completely dried through. With a press and a clean, most of this is going to come out. This real hard area here is probably going to be permanently stained. This little water line in this area here will probably come out, and I'm debating if I should do it or not. I got this book, guys. You ready? For $135. That is extremely under market for the condition of this book, just for the fact that there is a little bit of staining. So $135 for a first appearance of a major character is, I'll do that all day long. I had to kind of fight with it. It took me about 30 minutes to make the decision, to the point where I think the guy was just like, dude, just take the book. And so I did. And it's funny saying that with these bigger keys behind me, but I don't really get to go and spend this kind of money that often. And you know, that's just the way of the road. Sometimes you get really lucky and you get in the right place at the right time, and this was one of those times. So again, probably my favorite book. It's going to go down in probably the top 5 of my favorites in the collection. I'm a huge fan of the Green Lantern. Him and my boy, the Flash, usually get the rough end of the stick. They end up in the same box way off in the corner in some weird section of an LCS, and there's 100 of them, and everybody skips over them. But these are influential characters. These are super big characters. Green Lantern's been around since the beginning. Flash has been around since the beginning. So I show love to my boys. So that is the haul for this week, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoyed looking at some of those cool books. I did also pick up a little toy here. This is kind of a more modern day toy, but this is Marvel Comics Presents The Uncanny X-Men. It's still sealed, but it has like a holographic card for Wolverine and a holographic card for Phoenix inside. And I kind of took a peek. I don't really want to pull them out. I don't know if you can really even see that, but they kind of shimmer and shine. You can't see anything. That's the stupidest angle I've ever seen. But yeah, I picked that up as well from the same guy at the antique store. And I don't know, they haven't even been punched out to be hung. They're brand new retail in box. I don't know what I should do with these. Should I just display it as the box? Should I pull them out and put them up on the wall? I don't know. Maybe you guys have something to say and chime in. Last little things before we'll give you something. We'll give you some cool stuff to look at. I'll let you look at this stuff again. Before we go, one last thing. I am rearranging the office and going to be changing. I'm adding some shelves. I got some stuff out of storage. I'm putting some original artwork up. I'm changing up my. Once this new collection comes in, I'm going to put in all the figures on the wall. So you guys let me know if you'd like to see another office tour or room tour, man cave tour, geek cave, whatever you want to call it, I will oblige, and I will bring you that content. I just want to hear from you guys. And please, once again, if you like the video, then like the video. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, it helps the channel. It helps me know that you guys want to keep seeing these cool comic book videos. And I have been trying to make some more shorts here recently, so if you want to go check out the YouTube shorts and show them some love, that would be awesome. But for now, and until next time, this has been Mr. Rob Comics. Peace and love.